And you are welcome to the one show that keeps you prepared for everything African. We start with you as an individual, then the conversation goes to the community, we go through families, and then Africa becomes better. One conversation at a time. Welcome to Wake Up Africa. My name is Biadola, and I'm here with...
And my name is Kokuluma. Thank you very much for doing us the honors. Thank you for waking up and wanting to do it again. Again, if you don't have the motivation, count us as your motivation this morning. Get up from that and do it all over again. You might not have the strength, the resources, but you have life. And so make that call, get rejected, make it again. As long as you're alive, keep doing those. But of course, coming up, we're going to be sharing with you some updates in the world of weather. Of course, there's a big one coming, and so we'll share that with you. We'll celebrate some birthdays as well. There's also a big talk about the continuation of our series as regard the issues of legacy, leaving some legacies behind. Today, we're going to the church. What do you think about the church and leaving legacy? People have talked about the one-man churches ending after 10 years, 5 years after the founder dies, and some morals that started off with, especially the charismatics, we not handing it over to generations and all of that. It gets adulterated over time. And so we'll get into that conversation right through later on in the show. You want to join us? I know you are interested in that as well.
So yes, you want to do that joining via our socials is My Dominion TV on X Spaces, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're comfortable, and then YouTube as well. So how about we settle for the weather and then birthdays, right? Right. Okay, now it's time for the weather. Today, I'm going to be your weather prophetess. How does that feel? A little change in that. How I wish Koku would call me and then I'll just,
My
Koku,
precious one.
Yes, be innovative.
My precious one.
Yeah, ask me about the weather. Yeah.
How's the weather going to be like today? My precious one.
Yeah, so I'm excited to share with you the weather for today. And this is from the Weather Prophet. It says that it will rain in Accra massively early this morning before or after 7 a.m. and precautions must be taken. And so we're looking at this rain falling in the middle belt. We're looking at 29 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees Celsius. Those around the sea area, 28 degrees Celsius. So we're looking at a rough sea patch today, which means that we have to be extra careful when we're driving, extra careful when we're moving about, because when it rains, the roads become a lot slippery. So if your tires are not in good conditions, you need to be very, very careful, because the moment you press on the brake, it takes a longer time before it's fully comes to a stop. So you want to drive very carefully, and you also want to close your children, against that weather. And so that's how it's going to be this morning, heavy rains, and then we'll see the effects during the day. That means that in the afternoon, it might be cloudy into the evening. And that is the weather for today. Ooh, I feel so good sharing weather. Okay, now, let's get into some birthdays, shall we? Rainy day birthday. I don't know how that's going to feel. Coffee in bed or something. Well, but happy birthday to these beautiful souls.
Yeah. It's your birthday. It's your day, one day out of 365. It's your day, one It's your birthday. It's your day. One day out of 365. It's your day. One day out of 365. Happy birthday. Ooh, to you. Happy birthday. Yeah. To you. Happy birthday to you. To you. You got a happy birthday.
Right, so happy birthday to you. And if you know someone who's celebrating their birthdays, or you actually want to send them a very special birthday message, send us their pictures and add a beautiful message to it, and we'll be sure to share in their joy. Right, so I'm ready for news.
Absolutely. Let's do some headlines. News making headlines around the world, right? And also here in Ghana by way of Wake Up Bass, shall we?
How I wish we wouldn't start with this.
Let's do the very first one. No illegal substances were on board suspicious flights. That's according to the Ghana Airport Company Limited. I don't know why the picture of Fuzukwachi is there.
He's championing.
Oh no, he's not in charge of.
Government,
He's not in charge of the Ghana Airport Company
he's
Limited
not
at all.
in charge of it, but he's the one who has been speaking on behalf of the government. I don't know what the back and forth is really for this thing. If Reverend Intim Forjo has all the evidence that he claims he has, he says that he's collected intelligence, then why wouldn't you just present that? Then we'll just, because it's like your word against mine. You say you have evidence that this flight came within, has all these fictitious things that are going on. And then the government also says that, no, it's not true. So present evidence. Let's just see who's saying the truth. Or is that not as simple as it is?
The oppositions on the African continent have a way of playing cards. And I've seen that all across.
Right.
They would rather put the country into disrepute, damage the image and say, but we said it. And that's what has been the opposition's job across the continent. And so so you see them rushing to, referring to when the international community or international space makes a comment. Indeed, the ranking member on foreign affairs has written to the diplomatic corps as well to protect Intim Forjo and all of that. So you find that this is an attempt to make sure that the government looks unpopular. But you see, the point what you were doing is that while most of you are on diplomatic passport and you can go freely, some of us who are Ghanaians, once we appear now, the checks on our bags
will be a lot more.
A lot more. You, the opposition and the government, your handling of some of these issues is going to affect me and my walking through any place. Because once you are Ghanaian, the notion is just like how Nigerians are held at airports because the notion is that they are coming from a place. It's the same thing. And so we need to be careful whatever we do in opposition and even in government, because it affects me as a person, not you, because you are running on a diplomatic passport. You are asked to go freely. Me, I'll be checked, rechecked, unchecked, checked again.
That reminds me of Kofi Pepe's song. Only you can do, undo, redo.
Do. Anyway, that's my thoughts on. Those are my thoughts on it. Those are my thoughts on it. Well, this news brought a bit of relief and some excitement to a lot of Ghanaians. Government suspends all post-retirement contract for public servants.
Take me through this thing, really. Give me a full tapestry of what this whole thing is.
Oh, it says that after 60 years, you have to go home. You don't wait. We will not give you another contract.
But wait, was that not supposed to be part of these labor laws in documents? We know that has been it.
Yes.
So why are we writing letters about it now? Is it that we haven't implemented?
Oh, not at all. I mean, you have even seen the former president extend, if you like, some people's whatever.
10 years
but
of
a lot
service.
of people in the government institutions, go and find out. They hit 60, they are giving 2 years contract. They are giving 3 years contract. Even the Labour front has come back to ask the president to rescind this decision. The reason is that they claim that we will lose a lot of experience.
Hands, yeah.
Please, I disagree. But I'll wait and disagree later, because really, what's the point? 60 years, what experience are we again looking at?
Well,
when there are a lot of people who, it means you have not done your job. If
yes, you haven't mentored people.
Exactly the point. The system must be able to mentor people to take over. Indeed, some of you, the 60, by the time you get there, there are people who are younger than you who are using a bit more sophisticated processes to carry out what you would have done there. You are still there, and all of them typing A.
There's no paperless economy in their life.
Meanwhile, there's a guy typing within 2 minutes using a lot of things.
And
So I'm saying
AI that we know how to use.
use that experience, teach the people
Right.
to become, so that we you get the better of it before you even leave the scene. So I disagree with it. I mean, Koko Anido, of all people, who is known to be the critique of the NDC that he came from,
Yeah.
applauded this particular. What it means is that
a good job.
So anyway, that's just by the way.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. 7 soldiers remanded over civilian deaths in Kumasi. This thing, I don't know, but it takes me back to. Look, there was a time where when you saw the military, you needn't be afraid. You just had to respect.
Yes.
Okay.
Or check yourself.
Right, because the uniform gave, look, you have to be careful kind of vibe, It's not police is your friend, though. This one is like, yes, we could be friends, but until you've done right, you start to do checks and balances of your own life. Even you might even start looking to your past, because probably the person is coming at you with some intelligence. But why is that now?
Yeah, I'm glad they have done whatever it is. You recall that I was questioning Buddy
Yes.
on the set, and I got a backlash from my own people for calling out the military over some of the things they did. I'm glad that they have taken actions against this.
Yes.
I am not going to shy away from the fact that I want to see a country where its institutions not only do their work to the latter, but they maintain utmost discipline.
Right.
If that is what will make me lose whatever it is that I want to, then that's it. But my point is that it will not be that I'll sit anywhere and see a soldier, a police, subject a woman and a child, an innocent woman and a child, to anything, beat them on suspicion of what? Is that what the law says? And then I come here and sit down because you don't have to criticize people. No, hell no.
And guess what? This
That's
is over
not
a
me.
phone.
No, that's not me.
It's
No,
over a
it will not
phone.
be.
iPhone.
Yeah.
So people would lose their lives. I don't get it. How can somebody who is supposed to protect me
Exactly.
be the reason for my fear?
If all of us subject people to, so you steal my phone or you take my phone and I jump at you, how would this place be? Talk less of a person in uniform who should know better. My job is not only to inform, it's to advocate as well, because we have a platform that advocates. And so I'm not sure I'll be gagged into not speaking about these things. And I want to
Right.
state that unequivocally, without any ambiguity, really. Anyways.
We have to look if you're.
But I'm glad the military has taken steps.
Yes.
To do.
But it shouldn't happen again. Right. I don't know, but.
Staff members from the Ministry of Local Government in Ghana have demanded the immediate release of 17 months unpaid salary. 17
months. That's a year's 12 months plus some coins, right?
Yeah. Unpaid salaries.
Unpaid salaries.
How are they surviving?
And you know, according to the story, they get, alerts or information that, okay, the salary has been paid, but there's no reflection in the account. So there has to be some sort of, I don't know, what's the word? gap somewhere between payment and reflection. So that's where the problem is. So you receive an alert that, okay, you've been paid for this. You get to the bank and the cash does not reflect.
How long does it take to effect these changes?
It should be 3 working days. That's if your company's bank is not the same bank that you work with.
So why wait for 17
months to
without
speak
doing
out?
it?
That's actually my
No,
problem.
not even for me, not them. The people who must effect these changes.
Yeah.
What were they doing all these while?
But
if it's
also
where
my
their
question
family.
is, yeah.
I'm sure they were speaking. By all means, they will speak. But if it were their families, the people who are effecting the changes, who, if it's genuine to say that, oh, these are faults that are coming from us, how long would it take to effect the change? That's my point.
The change.
If it were your wife amongst the people and you were in charge of it, would you still keep it? My point. See, when we start asking some of these questions, if it were my child, what I'm going to do, the bribe I'm going to take, whatever I'm going to do, the job I'm going to do, the time I go, if it were for my family, that is when it begins to resound that, look, you are doing the job for you and not for someone, so you can do it anyhow.
Right.
If your wife were part of it, your child was part of it, and you were in charge, would you still do it? 17 months. Your child comes to the house every time. They've not paid me for 17 months.
No, that's a bit much. That's how come when people see the slightest opportunity to want
feel far,
to,
they still.
They just add zeros.
Oh yes,
to
zeros
the
in
figures
Kwasev. Now they are taking the hard cash.
Right.
Anyways.
Oh, and this new Okada rules: only 25 years plus riders with licenses and union membership can operate. I'm happy about union membership and license. I just don't know about the age. Because some of them have expressed, dissatisfaction about the fact that when they leave school and they're from a home where, your parents really struggle to get you there, after 18, they're expecting that you start to do something to support them. And some of them, that's where they get their daily, bread. And so it's a bread and butter issue for them. And they are hoping that things would be, done right so that it will,
in terms of the age,
reduce. But there's also
I was just trying to
argument,
check,
right?
Whether what's the justification
for the
of
age.
pegging the age at 25 years and above, though. Maybe we'll just have to get further and better particulars on this particular one, because there must be some reasoning behind.
But actually, what I know from my DVLA friends, at 18 you can have a license, but if it's going for commercials, you have to be above 20. Yes. So that, I think, is the issue.
Then just maybe that's it. And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. For you to do business. Anyways, it makes sense. Again, I have to get further, because people will say, is it the issue of
experience or
yeah.
Because you can be 18 and be very smart and experienced.
But as to whether you can drive or ride someone is another thing. Anyways, government to stop issuing prospecting licenses to small-scale miners. The government has initiated moves to stop some issuing of prospecting licenses for small-scale mining as part of measures to overhaul the mining sector. Stop it already. Thank you. That's my thoughts.
I know, right? Because people use this prospecting licenses to actually mine. So
we understand things differently.
Yeah.
Different.
Or probably there's less education. People feel like, oh, the license, no.
No, it's not like, oh, they know, don't do that.
That's it. But I mean, let's do things right, shall we? Woman jailed 5 years for stealing over 221,000 in lotos.
Anyways.
We listen, we don't judge.
Well, away from that, let's do some international news now, shall we? Lieutenant General Tadesse Werede named the new interim president for Tigray region. And so that's it for Lieutenant General Tadesse.
Tadesse. That's a Nice thing. I think we should take some time and look at African names.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, very a good topic.
Ex-member of former Gambia dictator's military unit is on trial in the U.S. for torture.
Why in the U.S.?
My question, exactly. Why in the U.S.? Why on international soil?
Well, international soil, again, okay, maybe it hits against my own issues of... but you see, the case of we not being able to try them here, those guys here, and we going to ICC and all of that is the challenge. But I also disagree that we'll have our own courts because I know how our people do their thing.
Right.
They don't have respect for each other.
A little brown envelope.
Yeah, they don't have respect also for each other.
That's okay.
Anyways, Nigerian court jails makeup artists for spraying banknotes at wedding. I thought this thing was... they've said that they are against...
Nigerians, if you've met them,
Yes.
they like the glamour. They like to go extra.
Yeah, but we agree. But they said don't do it.
Don't do it. It's your currency.
So you do know what they do?
Respect
They
to
don't
it.
spray it anymore.
They use the gun.
Which gun? The gun is also tantamount to the spraying. So they take the bundle
And just
and put
spray it.
and put it on your chest. Then somebody takes it and puts it in a thing. So when the
Oh,
guy
I
comes,
see.
use the bundle on your chest. Then somebody takes it and puts it.
But my chest is very available. I don't know why you're not using it. Use it judiciously. Bundle it up.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Anyways, so Nigerians, please, we beg your show of opulence and what we beg. FCC is saying stay down, stay down.
Don't
right?
do that.
Anyways,
Dozens dead, homes destroyed in flooding in the DR Congo capital. So this news came two days ago. And at the time, it was 30 people that had died. A day after, it was 33. Today, the numbers are increasing, so we have to put it in terms of dozens. And that's where we are. I'm thinking, look at that. Women,
of course,
children.
they are the ones. They'll be the ones, as always. At least 44 dead and 160 injured in a roof collapse at a nightclub in the Dominican Republic. Oof. What a way to die.
I know. What would you say when you get to heaven?
Well, maybe you see, you and I were not there really. You and I were not there. So I don't know. Maybe some people who are going to church also do paddle. They might also not make heaven. Maybe that person might. So I'm saying that, look, just probably, we'll get there and know what exactly is there. Oh, yeah.
The music
yeah. Anyways, that's a sad one. Though.
Yeah, very, very sad. But think about it, should the trumpet sound? Yeah.
You are in club.
I know.
South Sudan to accept man deported from U.S. in bid to defuse visa row. I see. Anyways.
Right now, 50 hippos killed by anthrax in DR Congo. So it's not just humans who are going through it. Animals also. Anthrax. Did you do agric in school?
Oh yeah, I got one. But if you ask more anthrax, I'll just tell you that it's a disease that affects animals.
You can't explain it.
Don't try me this morning. I will not be happy with you. Anyways, we'll go for a break at this point. When we come back, news reviews are up. We get to share you details as far as these news are concerned. You want to stay with us? We'll be right back.
Prayer is a daily necessity for daily triumph.
Africa, we must unite.
We are getting Abrahamic rewards, but we are running away from Abrahamic responsibilities.
Where should Africa sit and stand in this new world order?
Africa has the youngest, fastest growing population. That's a blessing, but it's also a challenge.
Yeah.
Who God described as the man after his own heart. David. Adam.
My experience, nothing short of amazing.
I never believed I'll be able to do this. Dominion TV's Emerging Leaders program has taught me skills about marketing in a corporate setting.
My name is Danny Glover, and you're watching
Dominion TV.
Today, that the power of God that is coming upon your life, no enemy will touch you and go free.
Experience the power. Take dominion.
Say the name of Jesus. I prophesy. Doors of favor.
Action Chapel's Dominion Hour. Now, live, this and every Thursday on Dominion TV.
And from today, be stronger than any enemy.
Hi, friend. Where are we going today?
Just use your imagination.
Go, go, go!
My family is the only thing that matters to me right now.
This is the stuff that Mary dreamed about.
These guys are the best. GOtv is ready to take you from your hometown to roaring stadiums and even on international adventures. So let's go together, from home or on the go with GOtv Stream.
Sounds like a great idea.
Woohoo! GOtv. Love it.
Mikel Antonio! Finally, Barca's season is up and running.
Sports Break on Dominion TV.
Welcome back. Thank you very much for your time. We're grateful that you can stay with us. Away from Wake Up Buzz, where we get to share with you the headlines, what we want to do now is to take it from the perspectives of our guests who join us as always. You are also welcome to join the conversation. We're streaming live on socials, My Dominion TV. You can drop your comment, your thoughts, your submissions, your questions with us, and we'll share with the world as well. And of course, the questions could also go to the guest. They have the gravitas. They have everything it is to answer. I nearly said doctor. I hope you're going to.
It's a prophecy.
It's a prophecy.
It's a prophecy.
Reverend Sylvia Demoji is a clinical engineer with the Lekma Hospital and also Action Chapel International, tertiary assistant pastor. He joins us on a Wednesday morning like this. Pastor Buddy or Pastor Bernard Addy is also a forensic scientist with the Ghana Armed Forces and also with the Next Generation or Next Gen Church here at Action Chapel International. They both join us for the news review. Thank you very much.
What does it say? Intro night shot. We thank the Lord. But what team do you support? I've never asked.
Oh, Liverpool. Of course.
Liverpool.
Everybody knows I support
Liverpool.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, why?
That's quite unfortunate.
Oh, how?
Oh, I mean.
I mean, we're going for a four. I mean, 3 is gone. I have said that, look, I'm slot until I see that Premier League trophy
in your hand. You can't trust the guy.
I can't trust the guy. Because you see, when you are experienced, you know how to curve the...
Yes.
You know.
You will switch, you will rotate. You wait.
You wait.
You see what Arsenal is doing.
Exactly.
You saw what they did to Madrid yesterday.
Oh, no, but I mean, that's...
You mean what? Didn't Madrid beat you the final 3-0 some time ago with that your carriers inside the pool? Let's talk about the trending issues.
It's fine. It's fine. Now that I'm out of the Champions League, I can't speak.
You can't even say that. Me, I'm not part even. I'm a United person.
But you're not supporting a team, man. That's clearly not.
Okay.
It's a gathering of few men.
No problem.
It's a gathering of some men.
Okay.
They just go for a couple like
this season, you can say what you like.
Sunday League. Do you know the Sunday League where the old men play? That's what Manchester United.
Oh, right now, yeah. I mean, right now, I can't talk.
Anyways, let's get on to the very first story. No illegal substances were on board suspicious flights. That's according to the Ghana Airports Company Limited. They are firmly denied allegations. I mean, they issued a statement that 2 flights which landed at the Kotoka International Airport were involved in drug trafficking. The claims made by the ranking member of Parliament's Defense and Interior Committee and MP for Asin South, Reverend John Intim Forjo, suggested that the flights carried illegal substances. However, in a statement issued on Tuesday, April 8th, Ghana Airports Company Limited categorically rejected their assertions, citing the outcome of 4 investigations. This is what they said. Landing permits for all incoming aircraft are issued by the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, National Security, not Ghana Airport Company Limited. Security inspections of the aircraft were conducted by Aviation Security and National Security personnel. Ground handling services were provided by Swissport. The investigations, according to Ghana Airport Company Limited, found no evidence of illegal substance on board either of the aircraft. Today, we've seen a lot of letters being written to not only the diplomatic corps, courting a lot of attention of the international bodies who have also, some of them who have issued statements. Let me pick your thoughts on a developing story, if you like.
It's a very interesting one. The first time the story came up, a lot of people were saying, even though it looked a bit like a coincidence that the 2 air flight happened to leave the shore of this nation on the same time, the allegation that the Honorable Minister is saying, all that they are saying is, if you claim you have evidence of drug trafficking and any other thing that happened, you should be able to produce it. And that is all that they are asking for. So I don't see why they're up and down about it. So when you look at the aviation system, for instance, I have been there before and I've seen their surveillance system. And when we talk of quality management, they are one of the top notch in the country. So if they are claiming or they are saying that there was nothing like that, I think the cameras are there. Everything is there to prove that this activity take place. So if the minority still think or Honorable Forjo still believe that he has evidence, why don't they produce the evidence to the national security for further interrogation than creating an image, a certain level of image around the whole issue? So I think with the airport authority coming out that there was nothing like that. But if he still claims that he has evidence, then I think the evidence should come so that we all know what really happened. That is my personal thought. Yeah.
I made a point earlier that when these 2 elephants are fighting, which is minority and majority, it is me that suffers. The point is, because they have diplomatic passports, because they are known to some of these systems and all of that, anytime, once they are mudding the waters like this, the image of the Ghanaian is what is at stake. So while I'm going out, I am subjected to rigorous checks, unnecessary checks, needless checks, just because I am coming from a country as called as this. And that's why I feel like we don't have to politicize this thing, because it is only people who probably do not have what it takes to feel that this thing has to be brought to a state. I don't know what that, because that's where I'm coming from. Forget about whatever it is, whether or not they carried it. Is my image that is at stake.
There's a proverb in Twi that says,
Okay, to it.
Meaning a bad prophet or a prophet of doom that says a country will spoil. You are in a country with us.
Okay.
So if the country spoils, we are all spoiling.
They have privilege. They are positions of privilege. Yes. I am not.
I don't think that issues like drug trafficking should ever be a matter of politics. And I hope this isn't a matter of politics, because the honorable member is a ranking member in charge of defense and interior. So he says, if you read the press statements, the press conference that he did, inside, he didn't say he had suspicions. So they said he had intelligence.
Yes, credible
intelligence that such a thing existed. From the perspective or from the standpoint of an investigator, that was very childish to do. because, for the same reason when police are coming, they turn on the sirens, is to deter the robbers, to cause fear and panic, so that they guarantee the safety of the people first.
Okay, right.
But when you are going to do something like
an underground,
yes, maybe like an ambush,
yes,
undercover,
yes,
sweep attack, those kinds of things, or you're having a covert operation, you don't go with blasting sirens. You want to catch the people in the act, so that you have enough evidence to substantiate whatever made you initiate the investigation in the first place. Now, after you have come to sit on TV and made all this noise about there's cocaine here, there's this one here, and it's like, even if it was true that such an operation was going on, do you think the people in charge will be stupid enough to continue? You've spoiled the thing. So if it is true that such a threat existed, what you should have done was covertly go to the national security. They have the apparatus. National security, they coordinate all security agencies, armed forces, police service, all the stakeholders are inside, aviation, whoever. They will get the implicated security agencies together. Then they do a joint operation, and whoever is involved, they will get them. So recently they made a drug bust. NACOC did a drug bust, and they got cocaine over $350 million. They were able to recover such an amount of cocaine in our country, and they did it. Did you ever hear of anybody coming to do press conference? We've had credible intelligence that there's cocaine at Takrade, and it is you see, when you do that, honestly, and one of the things that pains me also as a pastor, a licensed one at that, is the fact that this honorable member is a pastor. You see, and when you are behaving like this, and it's a simple matter of you have evidence, bring it.
Yes.
Now you are dilly-dallying, dragging the whole country, our image into dispute and all that. Not just that, the clergy are implicated. There's already the issue of the National Cathedral, pastors getting arrested for, all kinds of things. And now this. Guys, we have to be serious.
Is it the case that, NACOC has also spoken and said he should cooperate? What I gleaned from that particular one is that, because he has said on several occasions that nobody has written to him, but the other authorities have also said that they have written to him. And so I don't know who is telling lies.
Well,
must he be arrested now? So that he can adduce
to that point.
He hasn't?
No, because
my image,
parliamentary privileges. He's a member of parliament. That's what we need to remember. Not just any member of parliament. He's a ranking member of a committee. So you can't just arrest him. And according to parliamentary procedure, the thing he needs to do to cut all this is to just retract and say, listen, I was wrong. That's all he needs to do. Honestly, that's all he needs to do to cut all these things. But I think it's now got into a place where he feels like his ego will be bruised. He's gone too far to back down. And now he was on Good Evening Ghana with Oladumoche, giving flight routes and, see, when I was watching, I laughed. I said, hey, Charlie.
But the point was, the ranking member on foreign affairs has also written to the diplomatic corps.
Yes.
Calling for the protection of this man's. Yes.
Against who?
Yes.
Where's the threat?
Exactly.
Okay, if you need protection, then it means somebody's after you.
Yes.
Who's after him?
Exactly. So I'm saying that my issue is about the image of the nation, by extension, the image of the citizens. So even if the arrest will be draconian, for it to end some of these things, where we continue, because till when? The man is not also ready to adduce the evidence.
Exactly.
He's not ready to apologize. And the people have also written. Till when? When are we going to get a stop to some of these things? Because I don't care whatever they are doing. It's my image and the image of my country. I don't know. That's why I say, arrest him, let him adduce the evidence, and then we can bring finality and conclusion.
I think that on a lighter note, I don't think he would just come and do a press conference without any tangible evidence or whatever. I don't.
People have made press conferences
because one, in his, apart from being a reverend, whatever it is, I don't think that anyone in such caliber will just organize a press conference to just say anything that there is.
Admit. Okay. Let's say without admitting, of course, that is true, right? what then is the case? How then do we get him to adduce evidence?
After the press conference, the chairman of the, he's a ranking member.
Right.
The chairman of the Defense and Interior Committee said he's not speaking for us. This is a please. This man is not speaking for the committee.
Is it not the case probably of party, because the chairman, Honorable Lanchin Tobu, is from the other side?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
The case. You see, when it comes to committees in Parliament, when you see the NSS situation, the reason it was the parliamentary committee that was under fire is that whenever they prepare their budget and all of this, it comes to them.
Approval.
Yes.
So unanimously approve.
Exactly. So if you have intelligence, you say you have evidence, you must have discussed it with the team first, before you come out. So that anything you put out will be official on behalf of the committee. Here is a case where you've come out, you've done a press conference, and your chairman says, please, respectfully.
Anyway.
Let's be serious. You are not talking for us. You are on your own. Okay. You have credible... Charlie, the way the thing has gone, even if there was evidence, I think right now the evidence is good.
I see.
What the honorable member needs to do is to do the honorable thing. It's an honorable member for crying out loud. Honorable thing is, please.
Retract your statement.
I didn't see it.
Anyways.
I didn't see it. We just cut it.
I see. We will move on from there. For me, I'm just still on the issues of the image of my country and mine as well. So whatever it is that must be done, please let's do it so that we can put this issue to bear, matter to rest, of course. The government has ordered the immediate suspension of all post-retirement contract appointments for retired public service staff across the country. A directive issued on April 2nd, 2025, signed by the Secretary to the President, Dr. Callistus Mahama, announced a halt to the granting of such appointments with immediate effect. The grant of post-retirement contract appointment to retired public service staff has been suspended with immediate effect. Consequently, all requests for such appointments will no longer be considered. Kindly take note of this directive and ensure strict compliance. Right.
Well, when I saw the information, in fact, I was excited about it because, one, there are a lot of, when you look at the process of growth in the public sector, you know, when you reach a certain rank, you will not, let me say, until somebody goes, you cannot occupy such positions.
In life, and
that's how it is. You have this elderly, let me say, the senior citizens who reach that retirement age, and sometimes they change their age to just enjoy whatever privilege they have been enjoying. It's true that they have a lot of expertise, they have a lot of experience to offer. But we should look at the process of mentoring, you know. They cannot, after 60, there are a lot of things that you can't do physically, apart from playing the supervisory roles and giving advice and guiding. You know, when you talk of some industries, for instance, I have witnessed a lot of cases that they have to call those who are very experienced to come on board. Exactly. It will result not just at the hospital, but in terms of engineering. You can't just say that with their experience, they should just go and lie down. But I think it's a good thing to allow people to also demonstrate what they have to do. Because when you look at the system, a lot of this system is being choked because people go on retirement and they still contract them to serve other purposes. And they hold these positions, according to just 2 years, but you see people 5 to 6, 10 years.
Exactly.
They are still in the same position. And it's very sad, you know. And I don't really blame them because the truth is that the retirement packages are a bit not encouraging. We will all retire one day. But the truth is that when people retire, I'm on pension. And you hear them say some of these things, and the pension money is not that encouraging. It's true, but I think holistically, we should create a system for retirement. Because when you look at the system of retirement in Ghana, you just like go and die. And it's very sad. You see, I've witnessed this thing somewhere in China before. They have this community-based place, it's like a recreational center, that all those after 60 years, when they are retirement, they go there, you see a lot of fanfare. You see them having games, they have free meals and other things there. So you see them mingling with the elderly, and this has the, it creates a lot of free mind, and people are able to live for long. But over here, after your retirement, you see, I've witnessed a lot of people that after their retirement, they get sick.
Yeah.
They spend all their pension money on medical bills. And virtually, they have to depend on children, on their pension. Yeah. You see, and that money is very minute. So they tend to suffer. So if I have a way of extending my contract after retirement, why not? So if this system is there, people are comfortable. I don't think they'll be struggling that, I still want to play whatever role I'm playing after 60 years.
It brings to mind what I have said, and this is just on the side before Pastor Buddy comes in. One thing that we all have to understand, wherever you are in the world, is to say that your place of birth, if it is okay, your birthday with friends, make sure you go back to give to the aged, people who are blind, and people, especially the aged and people who have some, of course, the blind and all of that. The reason is that it's a cycle. For instance, if I retire, where do I want to be? Not in Accra. I want to go to my village and stay there. If you were to build a place like what Reverend is talking about, where it's noted, it's always clean, people go there, people come to donate and all of that. When I also finish my life, I will have to go there. So you see, it's building for me. So I would love to do that. If it is your birthday, go and give to these people so that it becomes a norm, it becomes a tradition, so that we take care of our fathers and mothers. Don't go and always give it to, go and throw a lot of parties and all of that. Go to your village so we can keep the cycle going apart from waiting for the policies. Labour Front has also written that government rescinds the decision. The reason is the issue of experience. They say that, the 60-year-old have the experience, so why sack them, keep them there, allow them, give them the contract and all of that? What do you say to that?
I think that is subjective.
Okay.
When I read the release, the first thing I said to myself, well, this definitely has to be subjective. If you say strict compliance, you shoot yourself in the foot, because there are some areas that are critical.
Right.
Well, when you say public service, it's a very broad.
Yes.
Very, very broad. And there are some areas that are so critical that if you make one mistake, the ripple effect is a lot.
Right.
So sometimes there's a need to keep some of these people on just a little bit longer to help the one who has come to settle in and to be able to do the work well. There's this case I remember of a man who had hit retirement age and had retired, but he was offered a contract extension in a bank. And the work that he was doing there looked very simple until the new guy came. And the new guy said, hey, it's like doing 5 people's job. But the man had done it he made it look so seamless. So they had to call the man back for him to just, be on the side and be helping the guy and say, no, do this and do
which is okay. So Pastor Badi,
it's like a consultancy role.
Exactly the point. So allow for
a contract.
Yeah, no, it's not a contract. So there's a career progression.
Right.
For the person.
Yeah.
He's in the role.
Yeah.
Okay. But learning on the job under the supervision of the guy who is out. Yes. But so we can pay you.
The guy is out, but he's still paid.
Yeah, of course. I'm not sure the issue is with the payment, is it?
I think that's basically
well, not for me though.
What do you think?
I think career progression. You see, people have to go. People have to go.
Consultants take more.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Yes.
So if I'm going to transition into a consultancy role, I'll be taking more.
I'd rather want to even go if the issue is about on the issue of pension being too small, and you say the contract is bigger. Why not opt for the contract rather?
Yeah. So then I think that will solve it. If we create a space for consultancy,
absolutely, consultancy.
The Council of State is a prime example of such consultancy position. It's a purely consultancy.
Yes.
Because these are, we have Honorable Doaja, who is a former Speaker of Parliament. You have Honorable Ekufu, former Chief Justice.
Yes.
So many of them. And they are all consultants, basically, and they help us.
Yes.
So I think that we shouldn't discount, we shouldn't discount the role of, look.
I'm not sure that is what the president seeks to do.
Yes, yes.
To say, they are not needed.
Right.
Just to allow for
the younger crop to come up. But if we leave the younger crop to just learn on a job, it hurts us.
I also say that it will be an indictment to live here. And whoever sits here, have not been given an opportunity to also
make their own mistakes.
No, to help them before I leave.
How do you help them without them actually doing it?
So there must be a system that allows for, by the time you are finishing, whoever is taking over
is ready.
It's ready by your help.
Good.
That's what I think.
So I think that system is what needs to be there. Because look, you can be as anointed and as sharp as you want as a pastor. When maybe you have 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience. The Archbishop has preached for 49 years.
How? I mean,
49.
Whatever you say, there's an answer.
He doesn't even need to do much. You know, I was with him recently at Winneba.
Okay.
And he had prepared in a car from Accra to Winneba.
He's still preparing.
Reciting scriptures, rehearsing. Share. See, if experience, there's something to it, too. And when do you know the funny thing? When you go to Winneba, brought out his notes, started preaching, he said, nah. And the entire rehearsal was for nothing. And then he had to, what he prepared was, I think, consequence.
Yes.
The power of consequence. What he ended up speaking on was, there's something in you.
Wow.
Switch, cry. And I think that was experience. You see, he knows how to hear the Spirit. He knows what the Spirit is saying at what time. He knows when to go with the flow. He knows.
But that's not also discount what rehearsal would do.
So for someone like me, in my mind, I think rehearsal is everything, right? I need to prepare.
Yeah.
For somebody like you who has done this for a while, if I come and sit in your room and say, oh, the man is eloquent, he can do. It's not like that though. There is something. There's something in your ear.
Yes.
So you are listening and you are talking at the same time. You know, sometimes you are talking. They say 5 minutes more, 2 minutes more.
Yes.
I will be distracted. I said, you know. So I think some of these people, the older guys, we should keep them on.
No, I say
for
consult.
a while.
Consult.
So that they can help the likes of us.
Oh yes, why not? Why not? Anyways, and now to where Pastor Buddy is.
Oh Lord.
7 soldiers remanded over civilian deaths in Cuba. I know. We'll discuss this one too. The Swabia District Court has remanded 7 military officers, including senior officers and driver, in connection with the alleged assault of some civilians leading to the death of 2 victims. The officers allegedly assaulted 3 young men who were arrested on 28th March 2025, taken to the 4th Infantry Battalion barracks. 2 of them were later found dead in a bush at, is it Danyame or Dinyame? Okay, a suburb of Kumasi. According to police prosecution, the victims, Kwame Edu, also known as Uji, Kwabena Safo, and Christian Obrieboa, popularly called Kofi Yesu.
Oh yes,
were picked up. It shocked me. How can they put our Yesu or someone like anyway? That's just by the way. Were picked up by ununiformed.
Uniformed or ununiformed?
Uniform.
They were uniformed though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, uniformed. Okay. Military officers over accusations of stealing an iPhone belonging to another civilian. Reverend.
Wow.
Reverend, the military has done the.
It's okay. Don't gag, Reverend. You are gagging.
This issue is settled.
You are gagging.
It's not like, you know,
you are gagging,
the other man, he say he will retract. You know, we have not found to give statement. What again do you want to hear? We say
allow Reverend to talk.
It's sad. It's sad, you know. The issue of military brutality has been the concern of.
So there's military brutality in this country. Is that what you are trying to say? Is that what you are trying to say?
Do you want us to list it?
The truth is that if you have witnessed some of these things before, you know what it is when the military come on board. I personally, I think I've witnessed some of these
military brutality.
In fact, it just started 7 years. I think one trotro driver parked wrongly or something like that.
Parked why? How? He parked how?
Wrongly.
Okay.
And instantly, in fact,
I was just checking, you see,
you know,
because I've never seen the military going on somebody who hasn't done anything. You see?
Oh, you are gagging, Reverend. You are gagging, Reverend.
Interesting. I'm quiet. When the military man just came, you know, sharp, he received.
Okay.
And everybody was steady, you know.
Everybody was.
after that incident, you know. So it's rather unfortunate that we have lost someone as a result of whatever happened. But I love the initiative that the military has taken to resolve. They are cooperating with the court to get the culprit to order. We know the military are very disciplined people, but I think these things have been happening. That when anytime people have issues and you have friends who are in the military, you know, you resort to call them.
When you have an issue, don't call me.
And that has been a wrong thing that has been happening over the years. And I think for now, it's just because of social media that is why we are hearing some of these things a lot. So I think that the authorities that are involved should find a way of, even if they have to caution or talk to the military people, because it's not just, you don't just take action because you are related to someone or a friend has called you that someone is misbehaving in my house. And it does happen. The moment you are related to any military man, look, this is an iPhone that has gone missing, that there should be. The police should rather handle it. But how come
iPhone? That's what it's not iPhone, so you think it's on the floor.
How come the military have to go and brutalize to the extent of sending the person to barrack, beating the person to the point of
and putting the person in the bush?
And that is,
I think
that is wicked.
No, we don't want no records. We don't want no records.
No, you said, do we have military brutalities?
I don't think so. I don't think we have.
Should I read some of them to you?
What are you reading?
There are a lot of cases actually.
What's your source, please? What to check the credibility? What's the credibility of this? What's the Papa? Okay, that's some credit. Please, we increase the volume of the AC.
What do you think about that? I mean, the issue of even when the people died is for me putting them in the bush.
Yeah, bush.
It smacks of, you know.
Who I think everybody, from president to the least of us, we are all under the rule of law in this country.
Yeah.
There's nobody above the law. And the sovereign thing that all of us go by is the Constitution.
Yes.
Your uniform doesn't protect you in any way.
Sure.
So if you go against the law, and you see the body that is commissioned to take care of crime, it's not the armed forces, it's the Ghana Police Service.
Sure.
So if an armed forces person even has an issue, maybe somebody has stolen something from you, you don't take matters into your own hands because you are a uniformed personnel. You need to report it to the police. We all need to go through the appropriate channels to get our issues resolved. And so I don't think, and the military has come out to
issue a statement,
say that, you see, this is not something that we should condone. You know, and all the time it's been trumpeted over and over and over again. Your uniform doesn't shield you from misbehavior.
Okay.
If you go the wrong way, the law will deal with you.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter where you are, what you do for the country. If you are not going according to the law have to take its course because we want to run a very civil, sane, organized country. You know, and to the extent of killing somebody and then dumping the person because you realize that, okay, you've made a mistake or you've done something wrong, then that smacks of it's almost as if you premeditate.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's because the disposing of the body is okay. Maybe you went a bit too far in the meeting. You should have reported it.
Yes.
You should have sent them to the hospital.
And then turn yourself in.
So the premeditation it looks like, these guys knew exactly what they were doing. And well, when it comes to the law is the law. I won't sit here and say this should be done to them or that should be done to them. I think the law take its course. And they have been remanded into military police custody.
Okay.
So they are there till, I think, in 2nd April. That's when they said the case will be called again.
Okay.
But, you know, the soldiers are not your friend. Police is your friend.
Yes.
So let's all be advised in the area. Okay. Also, don't steal iPhones, please.
We hear you. Quickly, we have some 2 minutes to go. New Okada, 25 years and above. Local government ministry staff demand unpaid 17-month salary. And also the issue, so I don't know which one we could. Government to stop issuing prospecting licenses to small-scale miners. I don't know which one you want to touch on.
I want to touch on the Okada.
Okada.
Okay, please do.
Okada.
But finally, in about a minute.
I was watching the measures that was taken to implement the Okada thing. I'm just careful about it because one, I don't know whether the security services have been equipped much to regularize some of these activities because all that they have been given, that the yellow plate, the helmet, the identification, I was saying that there should be an organized institution that it should belong to.
Yeah, I think they've also done that.
It's supposed to be that. So must be at least 25 years old, must possess a valid national ID, must have a commercial rider's license issued by DVLA, must pass a proficiency test, must undergo training and be assigned a unique yellow license plate, must wear a certified protective helmet, must provide a helmet for passengers, must obey all traffic, whatever. But the case is that they say they must also be part of a union. Union.
I think we should look at the implementation carefully.
Okay. Exactly.
One, these are things that they have brought in place, but I don't think we should be in haste.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I don't know whether most of the things that they are talking about are in place. Because it's like we haste in implementing some of these things.
Yeah.
And within, I think after 2 weeks, you say, oh, Okada business is out. And those who are doing it, we don't know where their age limit. You see, when you look at the age, 25, they are looking at experience, and maturity to handle some of these things. So we should look at the implementation carefully. And I think the police also should come in because the moment it's like the road is open, it's everywhere, not just in Accra, but across the nation. So the police should be equipped to handle some of these things so that we don't get the replication of accident and people losing their lives as a result of this Okada business.
Personally, the age limit I think is a bit funny. Why 25?
That's what Rev
because
explained.
the legal driving age.
Yes,
cars are bigger.
Commercial.
Driving
big commercial driving age in Ghana is still 18. So why Okada 25? What's the issue? What's the special skill you need to do this on the road?
I hear the other law was telling me that when you go to DVLA, 20 above 20 is for commercial. You have to.
No problem. Yeah. So why 25?
Okay, so it should have been 20.
I think we should bring it down because it's the reason we are legalizing the Okada. We should remember is employment matter. So if you are going to still streamline it and make it difficult for people to enter, I know people who have no other source of income except this delivery thing. So Charlie, I think the age should be cut down a bit, maybe brought to 18, 19 or whatever.
Okay.
Or at most 20. We can do 20 and then we can give glory to God.
I know, glory to God. Anyway, Pastor Badi, of course, Reverend Sylvia Demoji were my guests. Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
That has been the news review segment. I'm sure you enjoyed it. And of course, we'll get them on again sometime soon. Well, Tech and Trends is up next. We get to share with you what's happening in the world of technology and, of course, also what's trending in the gospel fraternity, if you like. And so you want to stay with us. Coming up also later on is a conversation on legacies, living legacies as far as the Christendom is concerned. Churches, we want to focus on the Christendom. You want to stay with us. We'll be right back.
I want to welcome you to Wake Up Africa Morning Show. If Africa has ever needed to wake up, it's now. I promise you that this Wake Up Africa Morning Show will impact your life. It will illuminate you. The Bible said that thy word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. You need this insight. You need the understanding required to make all the difference in all of our lives. I want you not just to tune in to the Wake Up Africa Morning Show, but I want you to be a sponsor. I want you to partner with us as we take this Wake Up Africa Morning Show, the inspiration it brings, the impact across all Africa, to homes, to individuals, impacting lives. Join us to make a difference. It is said and believed that in this life, what you do to change the life of others matters than what you acquire for yourself. It is believed that it's not what you have, what you possess that matters, but the difference you made in the life of others. I believe as you partner with Wake Up Africa Morning Show, you'll be joining us to make a difference in the life of so many people out there. Partner with us, and every time we touch a life, you are blessed. Every time we impact a family, you'll be remembered for good. God bless you. Looking forward to partnering with you and tuning in to Wake Up Africa Morning Show.
Good. And it is still the morning show that brings every convo that concerns you and yours. Wake Up Africa. And thank you for choosing us once again today. So we want to say a big thank you to the Bank Hospital for supporting the morning show. You know the Bank Hospital is at Cantonment here in Accra, and they're close to NAFTI. You want to get there, get your health checked out, or you want to check them on their socials and book an appointment. See your doctor and get your health checked out. We're ready for some trends and tech. And my girl, Steffi B, with the colored hair, is ready for us. Yeah? Steffi, take us away.
It's time to wake up Africa with me, your top girl, Stephanie B, right here on Tech and Trends, where we guide you on your technological and digital journey, as well as serve you with exciting tunes and scenes to keep you going. Before we get lost into what today has for us, let's take a deep breath, and when we come back, it's showtime. Thank you for sticking and staying. This is still Trends in Tech with me, your top girl, Stephanie B, right here on Wake Up Africa. On today's episode of Tech, we'll be exploring how to install Microsoft 365, as it's a very relevant tool to help us professionally. So this is a quick video to help us get Microsoft 365 and know what's new about Microsoft 365. Let's check it out. In this tutorial, I will show you how to install Office 2024 for free, legally using official Microsoft tools. No cracks or unauthorized methods. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is create a dedicated folder on your desktop for the installation files. Right-click on your desktop, select New, and then choose Folder. Name the folder Office 2024. This will help keep everything organized throughout the process. Next, open your browser and search for Office Deployment 2. Click on the first link to go to the official Microsoft page. Download the Office Deployment 2 to your default downloads folder. Once downloaded, we will install it into the official 2024 folder that we created on the desktop. Now, let's open the Office Customization tool to customize your installation. Open a new tab in your browser and search for Office Customization tool. Once you're on the site, the first thing you need to do is select the architecture of your Office installation, 32-bit or 64-bit. Choose the one that matches your system configuration. Next, select the type of Office suite you wish to install, such as Office 365 or Office 2024. After this, you will be prompted to select the version of Office. Choose the version that suits your needs, whether it's the latest or a specific version. After selecting the version, you'll see a list of Office apps. Here, you can toggle apps on or off depending on what you need. The next step is selecting your preferred language for Office. And the Office customization tool, you can choose from a list of supported languages. So, select the language you want for your Office installation, making sure it matches your needs. Once you've customized your Office setup, it's time to export your configuration. On the right-hand side of the Office customization tool, click the Export button. This will generate a configuration file in XML format which contains all the settings you just configured. Go to your Downloads folder where the configuration XML file is saved. Copy this XML file and paste it into the Office 2024 folder that we created earlier on the desktop. This will keep everything organized, ensuring that all necessary files are in one place for installation. Next, we need to move to the Office 2024 folder into your C drive. Now let's open Command Prompt with administrative privileges in the Windows search bar. Type CMD, right-click on Command Prompt and select Run as Administrator. This is necessary to run the installation command with the proper permissions. Once Command Prompt is open, type CD, which stands for Change Directory, followed by a space, but don't press Enter just yet. Now go back to the Office 2024 folder, click on the address bar in File Explorer and copy the full folder path. The path should look something like C:\Office 2024. Come back to Command Prompt, paste the folder path up to CD and press Enter to navigate to that folder. Now that we are in the right directory, it's time to start the installation. In Command Prompt, type Setup, Configure Configuration, XML and press Enter. This will tell the Office Employment tool to start the installation using the configuration file we just created. The installation will begin, and this may take a few minutes depending on your internet connection and the apps you've selected. After the installation is complete, it's time to verify that everything was installed correctly. Open Microsoft Word or any other Office app you selected during setup to check if it opened without issues. If Word opens successfully and is ready to use, congratulations, you've successfully installed Office 2024. Now that's how you get Microsoft 365 up and running. I hope this video or this tuition was very helpful to you. And that does it for the tech bit of tech and trends. And now we have to move on into the world of music, where we'll be exploring some soothing tunes that will help us in our worship with our Savior. And first off on our list is Oba Oba by Sumi Sola and Joe Metal. Enjoy this tune. Soothing tune from Sumi Sola and Joe Metal, and it's really a worship tune. And what's next on our list is Good Father by Chandler Moore and the House Fires. Enjoy the sound. Our South African brother Benjamin Dube, and he titles this We Bow Down. worship sound from the camp of Benjamin Dube titled We Bow Down. And this is a track you can add to your worship playlist. And now you're coming straight home, and this is Spirit Divine by our very own brother, Wilbert Ejaku Tutu. Enjoy the sound.
Spirit within me, overflow, take control of my soul. I trust you, I trust you, I trust you.
To climax our worship tunes for today, this is Access by Aware Music. Now, let's have access to worship. To download or add these soundtracks to your gospel worship playlist to help you with your relationship with God. And now that does it for the music bit of Tech and Trends, but we have something to kick your jaws and to make you excited today. Here are a few videos, funny videos that have flooded our social media platforms to help you happy and excited, especially today. So enjoy these scenes.
Under the sea, darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. Up on the shore, they work all day. Out in the sun, they slave away.
Good day, class. You should listen to your names and answer me present or absent. Sheng.
Present.
Chonzeng.
Present. Present. Absent.
That's all. Chai. What about sir? What's wrong now?
Sir, I'm not wrong. I'm wrong. Present, sir.
Rocket, sir.
Oh, Sister Lizzie, sorry I am sweating profusely. I just descended from the mountain. April 17th, exactly 2:30 a.m., I was in a trance and I saw 5 girls, 3 from choir, 2 ushers. I said, God, what is this? God said to me, son, one of these girls will be your wife. I said, God, what should I do now? God said, son, go to the mountain and pray for 14 days. Immediately, Sister Lizzie, you won't believe it. I packed my things and I went to the mountain. And while I was praying and fasting, I said, God, reveal to me that particular one that will be my wife. On the 14th day, behold, I heard the voice of the Lord like a thunder saying, son, I want to deliver to you that woman that will be your wife. And behold, as I looked, I saw you coming down from heaven with a wedding gown. I said, Jesus, what is this? God said unto me, that is your wife. I said, God, I know Sister Lizzie from a distance. God said, go and meet her. Tell her what I have said. It is only the violent that taketh it by force. So I ran down here to tell you straight away that God said you will be my wife.
No.
Yes.
I said no.
Yes, if God says yes, who can say no?
It's true, nobody can say no.
Sister Lizzie, why are you crying?
My story. I want to tell you my story.
Oh, Sister Lizzie, God knows you. Who am I to know you more?
I lost my parents when I was just 10.
And so, is that it? I still love you, dear.
Before 18 years, I slept with 64 men. Committed 18 abortions.
Zuka Sukatada.
And I don't have a womb.
School.
And right now, I'm HIV positive. I currently have kidney problem. Doctor said I have 18 months to live. Anyways, since God said you're my husband, I don't mind marrying you.
Google, play me a song from Cecilia Marfo.
Playing Cecilia Marfo on Spotify.
Teresa. Hey, Google.
And that does it for Tech and Trends. Today's episode was lovely and it was great having you on the show. Don't forget to subscribe onto our social media platforms. And big shouts to Geneva's Closet. Big shouts to Miss Addie of Classic Treatments. Big shouts to the desk of J. Manuel and K&Q facilitators. And to everyone out there, have a wonderful day and enjoy.
Okay, well, you can trust Steffi to come your way with all things tech, trends, and entertainment. That was really great. The last one, though. Anyway, so what would Siri bring up if they if they ask for your name? Yeah. But it is what it is. Thank you so much, Steffi, with the colored hair. I like your hair and your dress. Different colors, one Steffi, right? Okay, let's get on with financial conversations now. We've been talking about Christians in business, and we want to, get into teaching you how to do right by business, because every marketplace has a language that it should come with. And so how about we take a quick turn, right? And then when we get back, we'll talk about your finances. We'll be back.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Some Duke on the vibe.
This year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow, you they go.
This year, good news, giant, plenty money. Go to follow, you they go.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life.
Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too sure, you don't fit for your hand. Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too sure, fit for your hand.
will get it. We'll get it. But we have to do right so that when we get it, we manage it right. Even Jesus says that, I mean, which among you is going to actually undertake a project will not sit and plan. And so it's necessary that we do right by the marketplace, even as Christians. And to help us have today's discussion, we have the financial evangelist in the house, author of many finance books. You want to get some of his books and read them and get enlightened. Financial evangelist, good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see you.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to see you. So we've been talking about putting stuff together as Christian, business or entrepreneurs, and we've been laying foundations as to plan, to get things done right, to know how to relate even with the outside world so that you're able to accrue profit. You know how to segment your monies when they come in. There's revenue, there's profit, there's a need for investment and all of that. In the midst of all of these things, people's businesses still crumble. And you ask, what happened? How it is that the business just crashed? And they said, no, I'm indebted to a few things. And why would a business that looks promising or is working get into indebtedness?
Okay, thank you very much, Biadela. So first of all, it's not just even business people that get into debt. Yes, I've said here before that money is everybody's business.
Right.
Anyone who handles money can get into debt. Yes, so at the family level, father, mother can be in debt, or husband, wife can be in debt. Then as a Christian entrepreneur, you can also be in debt. There are churches that are also in debt.
Right.
Yes, there are churches that are in debt. So anybody can get into debt. And it's just as a result of some money mistakes that people make that get them to that level. Of course, God's will is not to live a life of indebtedness. Because when you are in debt, it puts a cap on you.
Right.
In terms of how much you can save, how much you can invest. It is like you are in prison and you don't have a say. Someone dictates your life. Somebody dictates the pace of your life.
Yeah.
Proverbs 22, verse 11. It says that the one who borrows becomes a servant to the person who lends.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28 says that we are supposed to lend to nations, not just even to individuals, but to nations. Probably IMF and the World Bank probably might be fulfilling that scripture more than most of us. So that's the level we are supposed to play.
But that is supposed to be for individuals.
It's supposed to be for individuals, yes.
Organizations.
If a country is broke, they should be able to call up on Biadela and say, we need some $3 billion.
Jesus, what have
Then you put your terms and conditions by. So
Right.
God wants us to be financially free, not in a cage, not to the extent that you are restricted in terms of what you eat, what you wear, where you live, where your children go to, because you owe heavily. That's not God's will.
Well, but so like you mentioned, God's plan is that nations will come to us, for answers, so to speak, financial answers, money answers, and all of that. So that most of these African countries would not shrink or would not be jittery when they hear, okay, US has put tariffs on stuff that they are importing. And that should be the life of a Christian person, right? But what are some of the things that contribute to us losing out on such privileges and being plunged into indebtedness as individuals? What are some of the things that we do that pushes us into that era?
Okay, so the first thing, which is the foundation of every form of success, is your knowledge. It is knowledge that will make Kojo take a loan of 10,000 cedis for a year. And within 9 months, he's been able to get about 3 times over that money. Whilst probably Abuaji can go for the same 10,000 cedis. And in less than 4 months, all the money is gone. When you are knowledgeable about a subject, you've developed mastery over it. So you know how to turn it around. Knowledge is a strong foundation for success. The average Christian may not have so much knowledge about money, Even though paradoxically, the Bible has a lot to say
Right.
about money. So I always argue that the person who has more solid knowledge about money is more powerful, even though he may not have a lot of money today, because it's just a matter of time for him to get money. The one who may not really know much about money or even how to manage money, but has a lot of money, it's just a matter of time, everything will slip through the person's hands. The children of Israel were still captives in Egypt until one day they realized that, even the Egyptians that we are serving and they are setting tax masters over us, the Bible said in Exodus that we are more mightier than they, we are stronger than they. But they were in slavery for many years because they didn't know that the people whom they were serving, they were more at an advantaged position than them. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, my people perish for lack of knowledge. So number one cause of indebtedness is lack of knowledge on money. Let me bring it home. You go for a loan, let me say 50,000 cedis for probably 2 years, and then they give you an interest rate. And then you calculate your interest rates and put it and say, oh, I'm okay, this is what I'm going to pay every month. You've forgotten that there are other indications within the broader economy, or what we call microeconomy, that can affect the value of that money. So over time, your money, your 50,000 naturally will be losing value. But the interest you are going to pay is likely to increase over time because of inflation. But if you are not so knowledgeable of some of these things, you just go straight to the point, oh, this is how much I'm going to pay. I'm going to pay this for the past 2 years and all that. So you realize that because you didn't take certain things into consideration in terms of how much you're going to pay, in terms of the repayment, the monthly repayment, you get caught up and realize that the capital is even going away. And it get to a point you cannot even continue to repay the loan again. So that's knowledge. What does inflation mean? How does it affect me? How do I plan my expenses such that I can continue to pay this money? I've gone for a loan. What do I need to do to be able to turn this money around within the 2-year period, within the 6-month period, within the 12-year period? So your knowledge on money and how money works is very important. Other than that, whatever comes into your hand may just be something that you want to eat and may not know how to turn it around. So it's the number one cause of indebtedness. Lack of understanding of what money is, how it works, how it behaves over a period of time.
Wow, interesting. Well, Daniel said, Prophet Daniel in the Bible, he says that he got understanding via books of what Israel was going through. And it was by that knowledge. So it came like light. You know, your word is like a lamp to my feet. So it just like, oh, we've been in slavery for so long. So what are you reading? At what point will the lights turn on for you? That means that you need to get some finance magazines. You need to read some books, Money Mistakes and all of that. Get on the internet, ask questions, and know, what to do. The thing about debts, actually, I've heard people talk about good debt, bad debt, ugly debt, terrible debt. So some people are risk averse. They feel like, okay, I don't want to go for loan because it's going to make me, put me in debt. Even when the business is crushing, they're like, no, I'll find other ways and means. And maybe somebody will tell you, no, it's a good thing to go for a loan. It's a good thing to take some debts. They call it good debt. And then some people also describe certain debts as bad debt. So there's a bit of confusion. At what point is it good? At what point is it bad? What is this whole thing about?
To go for debt as a business. So let me restrict to as a business. From my experience doing business over time, speaking to business people, entrepreneurs, and it's one of the major causes of businesses unprofitability and their inability to scale up and grow is not lack of capital.
Okay.
Yes. Anybody can find this out. It is lack of capital is one of them, but that is not the main reason. The main reason is mismanagement.
Right.
I've written a book on startups, top 21 startup mistakes. One of them is highlighted. Many entrepreneurs basically assume that if I get more money, my business will change. But you need to ask the right questions. Even before somebody decides to invest in your business, what do they look at? They look at the figures. How have you been managing this business over the period? In terms of your working capital, your cash flow, and most importantly, your expenses as an entrepreneur.
Right.
These are the things. So they look at the figures and they decide you need this amount or you need that amount. Mostly when you look at the structures of most business people, the advice you will give will be more about how they are managing the business rather than saying that they need more money. And I can confidently say that this also applies to individuals. Most individuals who think that if I get money, my life will change. For most of them, when they get more money, their life will be messed up. I'm saying this on authority, yes. Yes, because many of us are not even, we are not sincere to ourselves, what our real problems and our real challenges are. An individual may say that if I get more money, my life will change. But, I mean, the past month, we are in April, March. Look at all the monies that went through your hands in the month of April.
What did you do with it?
What did you do with it? How much do you have left? What is the guarantee that if you get $10,000, your life will change? What are the things you spend money on more? Are they things that will make your life better in the next few years, or they are just things just to enjoy today? Having said that, I agree that at a certain point in the life of an entrepreneur, for you to be able to scale up, open branches and grow, you need some capital injection. That should be informed by the current state of the business. Remember, when you go to the hospital, the doctor first takes your vitals,
right,
your BP and other things. The BP alone can tell the doctor what is wrong with your system. Immediately a certain figure reads, because it has linkages to other parts of the body. It's the same thing about a business. So we analyze your business, they look at it and they say, no, I think you requested for 200,000, but I think 150,000 cedis should be given to you now, based on the condition of the business. So if an entrepreneur listening to us, I will advise that you seek for professional advice before going for monies. Because there are businesses who have gone for huge sums of monies and attempt to turn their business around. Some of them have ended up in the prison and all kinds, ended themselves in all kinds of chaos. Because a proper analysis has not been done. As a country, in case you're still not getting well, as a country, look at Ghana as a country. Look at all the monies you have borrowed over the years. Look at the number of times you have been to IMF. Has our conditions changed much? So no. That's exactly what I'm saying. So you need to do a proper diagnosis of yourself, proper diagnosis of the business. Is it more money you need or proper structures? Even if it's more money you need, how much? Because too much dosage of a medicine can cause more damage in an attempt to reorganize or revitalize the body.
Yeah, right. But then, by way of education, because I really love this, the fact that it's not just about going to the bank asking for money, but we need to put some checks and balances together, how much the business really needs. And also what we need to use it for, how quick we can turn it around. Is that what explains good debts? So what then is good debt, and which part of that is bad debt?
Let me simplify it. Good debt, bad debt depends on the person who's going for the money. Yes. Myself and Biadela will go to a financial institution. Biadela gets 50,000, doesn't get 50,000. They say it's for 2 years. At the end of the 2 years, whoever is able to use the money will turn it around and is able to pay back the principal has managed the money well. So that becomes a good debt. Because you took 50,000 cedis, you now have about 300,000 cedis in your account. You've been able to multiply the money over. So the debt has become a good debt to you.
Right.
I took 50,000 cedis. I had a few challenges here and there. Even what I have to repay back, I couldn't get it back. That's a bad debt to me. Yeah. So before you go for a loan, you do the analysis and you decide on what you're going to use the money for. If the money is really needed and you went for it, and you're able to use it for the purpose for which it is intended, and you're able to turn things around and repay back, that is a good debt to you. If the money you went for messed up your life, I don't think you can describe that as a good debt. So debt in itself may not be bad, depending on the person who went for it. There's a man I admire in this country, one of our finest educational entrepreneurs. Yes, you may know he has a university. He says he went for a small loan some years ago. But that money changed his life. Today he has a big university on the Sprinters Road. I'm sure he wasn't the only person probably who went for that money. Probably with a few other people. But out of that small seed capital, he's done so much out of it. That's a good debt to him.
I see. So it's not even about the money, it's about how you apply, how you use the money to turn around. What are some of the things that people use their loans for, of which it results into bad debt?
Okay, so we are driven by expenditure. And I explained here before that when you get to money, you know, money is like, they said our local parlance, sikaya moja.
Yeah,
you know,
money is
when,
blood.
you see, the feeling of money dropping your account and getting a notification on your phone can be so exciting that the first place you think about
a lot
is to eat a food you have eaten in a long while, a restaurant you have never eaten before, your shoes, your dresses. Most entrepreneurs, the car that you drive. Most people will not use the money for which they went for the loan. That's an established fact. Even if they will use at all, most people may use less than 70%
of the amount of money.
Yes.
So when you take money and it's for business, you don't have to start looking at personal things.
So then why did you go for the money?
Right.
You told people that your business needs money, and you've gone for the money. So it's not for buying any other thing that has nothing to do with the business. Other than then you defeat the purpose in the first place. Yeah, so most people will go for a loan and use the money for something else rather than the purpose for which they went for the loan. And that is where the repayment problems start from.
I see.
Because the person who gave you the loan has calculated everything based on the total amount given you. So they gave you probably, let me see, 30,000 cedis. Now you have used half of it, 15,000 cedis, for other things. Probably to reorganize your home, get a new TV, a new fridge, you know, or even change your accommodation and things. So what you're actually investing in the business is 15,000 Ghana cedis. How is that 15,000 Ghana cedis going to work, generate enough money to repay the loan? It will not, you'll struggle.
Right.
And that is the basis of most of our problems, even as entrepreneurs. Even if you look at it, even in terms of the individual. Yeah, so they use the money on expenditures that have nothing to do with the business. Probably the other aspect is also they use less amount, because it's not a case of not using the amount for the business, but using a less amount than what is intended for the business.
So one, not using it for what you intended.
Yes.
That's at all, not using it at all. Then two, not using the right percentage
exactly
for what you're supposed to use it for. And also considering personal things first, even before the business.
Yes.
So you can actually go for a loan, but if you're, the moment the alerts in the Nigerian man's words, you don't get alert, God win, you know, then you start to think of your shoe, your car, and it's personal. It defeats the purpose of the loan. Then you split and the percentage of the loan of which you're supposed to use it for business, that one goes less and then more for other things. Yes, any money I get like this, my enjoyment. No, then that means that's another bad thing. But walk me through what a typical businessman should do the moment they come into all these maybe loans and stuff like that. Because you see, I'm thinking the business, even in the business, there are other maybe needs of the business that might not necessarily, is for the business, but might not be priority, not necessarily going into individuals, right? But even in the business. So walk us through what structures should we put in place so that the moment cash comes in, we're able to discern it, we're able to share it and do it right by the business.
It's a very simple thing. The Bible says that wisdom is a principal thing. Wisdom is a principal thing. In all you're getting, get understanding. Get understanding. What was the first thing that drove you to go for the loan? Something went wrong. If you're going back for the loan, you must correct those things. So the first thing probably is that you're unable to capture all the things you spend money on. So you are running the business, but when you put the figures together, they don't match. They don't make sense. Because you don't even capture every expense anyway. It was a reason why you went for the loan. Now that you've gone for the money, if the company didn't have a professional accountant, you may want to get somebody who understands figures and can help you put figures together.
Okay.
Because that was a mess that drove you to go for the loan. So that must be fixed. And I'm very sure when you were going for the loan, you made some provision for that. That I want to go now for a more professional accountant. And I'll pay the person this amount of salary. I mean, if you look at the kind of document that sometimes we use for loans, the details of these things are captured there.
All
So
right.
go for the person. Don't just put it on paper. And then when the money comes, oh, let's go for some, some 2x4 person who can just help us manage. So fix that in first.
All right.
The second thing you also need to do is to look at the new project you want to invest in. You went for the money because there's a new product you want to launch. There is a new service you want to launch out. It is important that you are able to properly manage this new product or service for which you went for the money and properly deploy it. I'm saying this because sometimes you can go for money for a particular purpose, and then as you're running the business, you realize that there are other aspects of the business that needs more attention than what you went for the money for. And if you don't manage these priorities well, you end up, even forgetting about the main aspect of the business that you went for the money for, and then you now tend to invest in other areas. A typical example is you don't have enough cars, but it didn't occur to you when you were going for the loan. Now that you have the money into the account, you don't think that, why don't we change this car? Why don't we buy a new car? Or why don't we even relocate from our current office? But it was never budgeted for when you were going for the loan. So as an entrepreneur, when you have facility, when you have a loan, a money that comes into the business, the focus must be on the business. It may require sometimes changing some of the people who are running the businesses. Yes. Marketing, accounts, or in terms of management. You may want to bring in certain people who are more sharper, who are more skilled. I mean, the success of every business depends on the brains that are running it. The more capable and the more powerful they are, the better the business. So these are the key areas that you think about investing in when you have funds as a business. They should be the core expense for the business. The people, the technology, the resources that will help you take the business from where it is to another level.
Right.
Yeah, this thing should occupy your mind as an entrepreneur when you have access to funds.
I see. So when you have access to funds, you want to do it for what you went for the funds for. Even though it could be, same business, is at the end of the day, it's good for the business, but there's still space for priorities.
Yes.
And those are the things that I'm imagining that somebody goes for a loan and maybe to rebrand.
Yes.
Something like that. Does that, is able to pay back the loan, but has no excess, no profits, nothing to. Is that good debt or bad debt?
It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. Because remember, probably the business is struggling and you went for additional funding so that you can put the business in a more stable condition. Stable condition means at least you have a little reserve that can pay salaries for at least some 3 to 6 months.
So being able to pay the loan is not that necessary.
It's not enough. It is good, but it is not enough. What is the essence of repaying the loan, but you still don't have enough to run the business? Then what is the essence of going for the loan? Then you might as well remain in that your condition, be managing it little by little, rather than going for a loan. The purpose of going for a loan is to turn the business around. Yeah, deal with all the weaknesses, not being able to properly finance basic operations of the business, like not being able to pay salaries, not being able to sometimes even give money out for fuel, for marketers to go out and look for business. Those basic, simple challenges. So after that, you've repaid the loan. This thing shouldn't be a problem again. Yes, it shouldn't be.
I see. Well, we're getting smarter by the day. We're doing right because we're African people. And now we're looking within, trying to rebuild our business space. You want to be a Christian, but also an entrepreneur. Yet you want to speak the language of the marketplace. You want to go to the bank for the right reason. You want to take the loan for the right reason. You want to apply the loans for the right reasons. And also be able to accrue something at the end of the day so you can save, invest, and then, plow back into the business. I think that's an insightful thing. So going for a loan today, I think what I've learned today is going for a loan is not so bad because it could be, there's good debt, there's bad debt, but going in for good debt or bad debt is dependent on you, the business person. Well, that's what I picked up for today. Let me have your last words and then we can go.
All right, so my last words, if you are a Christian, you are in the marketplace for a reason. God has placed you there as an apostle. So you'll be able to reach out to other people that your pastor may not be able to reach out to. God's desire is that you will do well, your business will do well, so you can function properly as a key financier, as far as the gospel and the work of God is concerned. With this background, it is important that you pay special attention to how you manage the financial resources that come your way. Jesus said, if you can manage a little, you can be trusted with a little, much more will be committed into your hands. Probably, you may not have gotten much more because Jesus is still waiting for you to manage what a little that you have. Thank you.
Right. Jesus is not slow to act. He's waiting for you to make the money, be that kingdom financier. Go ahead and do right by your business. Speak the right marketplace language and make some cash. We'll see you again.
Some Duke on the vibe.
This year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty money. Go to follow you they go.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life.
Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too shy, you don't fit for your hand. Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My papa is too shy, fit for your hand.
Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life.
Blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow you they go.
This year, good news, giant plenty money. Go to follow you they go.
Hi, friend. Where are we going today?
Just use your imagination.
My family's the only thing that matters to me right now.
This is the stuff that only you develop.
These guys are the best. GOtv's ready to take you from your hometown to roaring stadiums and even on international adventures. So let's go together, from home or on the go with GOtv Stream.
Sounds like a great idea.
GOtv. Love it.
We go around just making statements that are not even biblical. God reveals to redeem. It's not in the Bible. God reveals so we can walk, so we can enforce the word of God and the scriptures over the enemy's intent. Any hope and expectation the enemy has concerning your family and your loved one, by the eternal blood of Jesus, we override that hope. We override that expectation. Put your hands together and override it.
The Voice of Inspiration, weekdays and Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. only on Dominion TV.
The season is up and running. Save! Spain are the champions of the world!
Sports Break on Dominion TV.
So much love in the air. What are we looking at?
Thank you guys for joining us on this unforgettable night.
Paw Patrol is on!
It's Max Verstappen in the lead. The megastar is here. Absolutely sensational.
Let's go!
Just taking a trip down memory lane.
Get unbelievable entertainment that is unbelievably easy to own. Get and stay connected to DStv.
I wanted to make it a surprise. Why? I knew the dramatic appearance would excite everyone.
I've been looking for you for a very long time.
Why are you so intimidating?
But you just complain that I'm fat.
But you are fat.
Here is my son.
Give me what I want and I will set you free.
Stop. Jesus has set me free. Yes, Lord.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you very much for your time and thanks for staying with us. Remember that this show begins at 6:30 a.m. and goes straight to 10 a.m., bringing to you everything you may need in the morning show. Welcome to the final lap of the conversation. I mean, this is the part 3 of what we started from Monday. We're talking mentorship and legacy. We started off from the corporate space. We went on to talk about family yesterday. And today we're talking about the church. Now, for a lot of us, where we sit is a place founded by the pioneer of charismaticism here in Ghana. I'm talking about the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. We're talking also about the issue of the charismatic movement. We're talking about the church in general. Quite a number of people have attacked the church, whether they have germane concerns or not. We can talk about that later. But again, the founders and the fathers themselves have said that what we started off is not what exactly is what we are seeing today. So the thing has been adulterated some way. And so they have spoken largely against it. They have called for going back to what it was. But there are roles where people have to play, the role of women, the role of men, and all of that. It's been a male-dominated space, like it or yes. So the question today is how to also tap from the women, whether or not they can help in what's happening and solving some of these issues. We can pick it from that aspect. But in general, in totality, what can we do to reverse some of these and begin to leave a good legacy for generations to come? And that's where the topic is. And so by this preamble, you are able to understand what we're going to be talking about. I guess in the studios, Mrs. Josephine Soa is the wife of Reverend Roland Soa. There, right? You know them. They were here before. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Absolutely. She's going to be leading us into the world of what they've been doing from where they started off with preachings and all of that. Also is Alex Brown. He wants me to say Alex Brown. I'm uncomfortable. I'm an African child. So can I just say Mr. Alex Brown? He's a lead pastor with Life Assembly. Thank you very much for your time. We're grateful.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Indeed. Also, the newest guest is also here, Biadela, the newest guest. No, of course, that's my co-host. My ever adorable co-host is also here with us. But thank you very much for your time. Let me start off with Mr. Alex Brown on this. Can you paint a picture of what I was describing earlier with the church and the issue of why we are not able to live, or we will not live legacies? Because I've not seen a lot of churches fall, but I've seen some fall. But the fact that it's not being able to go generation after generation the same way it started, why will we not see it? Probably, or why are we not seeing it? Or why is there concerns indeed? That's so much trouble.
I wish I had a whole day
for this. Sorry.
Tweeted at time. So
right. Yeah.
Good morning to our viewers.
Right.
And glad to be here. Nice studio.
Yeah.
My first time here. Dominion TV.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
All right. So just a quick one now. On the matter that you have just put forth, I would say, why is it going to be difficult? Okay. because we are having, most of the ministries are still having the first generation leaders.
Okay.
So we have not gotten to the point where, okay, so-and-so has passed, and that was the end of the church. We've not gotten there yet. Are we likely to get there? Yes. Now, if drastic measures are not taken now, we will get there. The Life Assembly, the church I pastor, we will be 1 year in June.
Oof, very young.
Yeah. But by the grace of God, we have been around this church thing, this church administration, management, ministry for about 25, 26 years.
Okay.
So I know very little about it.
Okay.
But let me share the little I know about it. Great. Now, the ministry that have transcended their founders had a certain characteristic which we can learn from. Now, anytime you build, when it starts, it will start with a person. And I want to sound like my brothers in voter A person.
We do that a lot.
It will start with a person.
Yes.
Now, but God never intended for it to remain with that person.
Okay.
So Jesus comes on earth and he builds 12 men. Invests all of his time, his resources, everything, building 12 men. Sometimes we had 3, sometimes we had 70, we had the 140, we had the 5,000, the 4,000, the 7,000, whatever it is. But cardinal, 12. Jesus didn't build a cathedral. He built monuments in the hearts of men. So now, can we go beyond here? Yes, we can. Can we leave legacies for tomorrow? Yes, we can. But the legacy would not be the cathedral or the number of branches, but what have we built inside the people?
Okay.
Are we building a people of capacity? Check this out. Go to a lot of our churches. When senior pastor travels, or the Nyankuponko, we don't come to church because senior pastor has traveled. Now, that should be the first signal to whoever that your people are not getting it. Go to some places, and because this is a ministry based network.
Yes.
So yes, we salute the Archbishop and all the bishops in here. When we see these signs, it doesn't mean they love you. They don't love you. It simply means they don't know Jesus. They don't know God. They know you as the only, if you like, responsible representative of God. But that is dangerous. It means that if you go to wherever you went to and you don't come back, that's the end of the church. That's what it means. I've heard some who say this in trying to show how powerful they are. That look at it. Say, Onihokra, the people don't come around. They just wait until he's back or until she is back. No, you are losing it.
Yeah.
And it's like Jesus called you. But he built.
Sorry, Coco is not very good with the tree.
Auntie tree. Oh, forgive me.
Yeah, and most of our viewers are very African, like Coco Bandos.
Okay, so I just spoke in tongues.
Hallelujah.
It's a heavenly language, which simply means that we would have gone back to what we were doing, just as it happened during the time of Christ. Look at what he did. He went straight to them and asked them to get back to work.
That's right.
Because when he died, they went back to fishing. So if we don't build the people, if we don't build the image of Christ in our members, then what we are thinking as legacy, it will never happen.
I see. Very interesting how Pastor starts and now comes back to what you have been doing, understandably so, is you wanting to go back somewhere. Tell us about what you've been doing so that we can put it in perspective, marry both situations, the problem, and then seek for solutions. And because that's a very interesting point. You talk to me about it. Have you built cathedrals yet?
We are trying to build cathedrals in the heart of the children.
That's okay. Talk to me about it.
We want to catch them young. We realize that, as Reverend said, we don't want them to go back. But the question is, where are they even leaving to go back? Because they don't even know where they currently are.
Wow.
So we need to get them to know God for themselves, not to see God through us, as Reverend said. So we want to do more of Bible studies. We want to get them off the distractions. So
no television.
So we come them. Every vacation we come them. We come from upper primary through to SHS for about 3 days minimum. And then we teach them quiet time. We teach them specific topics in the Bible, scripture memorization. And we also talk about the challenges that they're having and how to use the word of God to grow. Even though their environment could be toxic based on the kind of things that social media is presenting to them or the kind of topics that they discuss amongst themselves as friends. What is the word of God saying? Where do you place the word of God? If daddy and mommy are not there, what do you hold on to? Do you know God for yourself? So if as young as they are, we plant the seed of Christ in their hearts, then I don't think that when they grow up and they get to church and pastor has traveled, senior pastor has traveled, they will also go back to work because they already knew God before. And I always say that I was privileged to have that system going up where you go for Awana, which was a Bible study group.
I've been to Awana.
You go for, even in school, you have Wednesday Bible studies and then devotions where you lead. They allow us as children to lead the groups. So you prepare. And as you start leading, you don't live your life anyhow because your friends are looking up to you and you do what they do and they're pointing fingers at you. So it becomes like a check on your life. So if we do that to them as young as they are, then we are sure going forward we can be able to make some impact.
Hey.
Yes.
Did you say upper primary?
Yes, from upper primary. That is
I would have shipped someone to you. There's someone in my house. I would have shipped him to you to stay with you forever. This has paid me.
That's just for the camp meetings.
Right.
I'm privileged to work with a school. So for the past 8 months, we've introduced discipleship class for all of them, way from KG through to JHS. And we do 1 hour discipleship class every week for every class.
I see. What we'll do is that we'll take a look at the video. There's a video that has, the facts of what she's talking about. When we come back, Biadela will take us away, but I'm excited about this already. The problem, the solution, and how we're starting, I think is a good point. We need to give you a lot of money to do that. Take a watch. When we come back,
Thank you.
Talk about it.
What's bully him? She's taking you too much. Come on. That's
squad jogging for now. Are you ready? 5, 3. Good. We'll do it again. Are you ready? 5.
You're tired, eh?
4. 5, 4, 2, 3. Oh, come up in. Go down. Go down. Hey. On the spot, John. Stop on the spot, John. We are rope. Okay.
Doing well, yeah.
On the spot jogging. How's it going? Okay. 10. Count 10.
As much as there's belief that technology is the way, I still think that not the foundation. This is the foundation. This was what we got, the soft skills we got. So much so that once we are veering off, there's that reminder that, bro, you will not go to Awana for this thing, this club. You will not go to Awana and come back and go to club all day, all night. And so we're excited about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And for me, it tells what the problem is and how small we can start to fix it before they get there. If we can have these things in droves and numbers, I'm sure we'll solve things. What I mean.
I'm actually excited about that because I think yesterday I mentioned here that some people start to look at even your Sunday school a certain way. A child came to church, was just sitting in the corner there somewhere. And the teacher was like, why, just your church is not nice. In my other church, like the place is very beautiful, there's TV, there's, the Gen Z kind of feel. So then we want to learn things maybe differently and all of that. So it's like taking us back, back to basics. But Pastor, I wanted to, Go, Pastor.
You're fine.
Yeah. I wanted to actually ask this question. I've seen some move from the Pentecostal where people went out to continue these churches. But lately we see the surgence of young people probably took mentorship from you and wanted to go start their own thing. Not necessarily building doctrines on what you taught them, but also having their own, doctrine. So you see that, I don't know, there's a bit of polarized idea. How then can we live a legacy or build the church, the kingdom, with such foundations? And that's what's happening. Lots of people who are in Bible school are not there to know God.
You want to go and start
for themselves. Yeah. They feel I have the calling. After this, I have the certificate. I can become a member of parliament for heaven in this area. Yeah. You get it, and we see the niceness that comes with all of the people who stand behind the pulpits, and we just want to go there, forgetting that we have to. We're carrying a torch, and we're going somewhere with it. Don't you think that is like the base of the problem? How do we fix it?
All right, thank you. So let me just go back to the earlier point I made, and then I will situate it with what Jesus said in Matthew. Okay. Matthew 16. Jesus said that I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against the church that I will build. And then he continues to say, I will give you the keys of the kingdom, not the keys of the church. So we found churches. So we have founders of churches. But the church is owned by Christ. Christ is the builder of the church. And the church has just one foundation. What is the foundation of the church? It is the revelation of Jesus Christ as both God and man. When Peter said that you are the Christ, the Son of the living God, now it was a confirmation of he having received that revelation from God. So whether we are building a new church or you are continuing a particular legacy, whatever it is, to the extent that the foundation is Christ and his God, we wouldn't have issues with doctrines. Let me tell you what is happening now. Now, because we don't have regulations for any of our things that we do, especially in Ghana, I know Rwanda has successfully done that, and I pray for that here. A certain level of regulation.
Yes.
People don't just do what is right unless they know it will be inspected.
Yes.
So, if they know it will not be inspected, they won't do what is right. You will go to a place and the person is saying that God has asked them, if you chew this rag, this carpet here, there will be a miracle there. A pregnant mother will be there, somebody will be stomping the stomach. And it does not raise attention in our security agencies. We are not well. We are not well as a people. The police should be arresting somebody immediately. That level of rubbish happens. The reason is this. Now, young people, I'm young myself. I'm a young man.
Yes, you are.
I'm a young man.
Yes.
But I have taken time to study. I've waited on God. I've learned from a lot of our fathers. I've taken time to study, to build capacity. So when God speaks to me on a matter, there is a way we handle it. You see, if you handle it otherwise, now you must be arrested. You should be arrested.
Yes.
What is the former IGP?
Yeah, Kufu Dampare.
When he issued that statement, that year, how many crazy prophecies did we hear? He said, if you misbehave, we will arrest you. You see, the state and the church, that conundrum will not come. Yes, people have done it and it's been successful. It can be done here. Else, what is going to happen is that everybody is walking with their personal revelation of God.
Yes.
So, as for my church, we walk sideways to enter the church. And you say, it's my revelation. As of our church, we hold the shoe of our founder, and then heavens open. It's my revelation. Now, there is a revelation sanctioned by the Bible. If economical bodies have not been successful with sanitizing our system, then let's trust that we would have a leader one day who would come and help the people think straight.
Yeah.
I went to the Christian Council. Let me leave it out.
Okay.
So, our bodies,
finally, so that we can
yes,
bring...
our bodies have not been successful doing this thing. So we would need a certain strong hand with the support of some of our fathers.
Yes.
To sanitize the system.
Yeah.
Now that is why I am excited about what Papa Otabel is preaching now. Late in the day, yes, but better late than never. Okay? Some are insulting him and all that. I'm praying for him and praying for all our other pastors. And I know that the Archbishop is doing a lot behind this. I know. And he's gone back to the secondary schools. Yes, it's great. It's awesome. But I pray we do more. Some of these are young men. They are so intransigent that you would have to use other means to get them to start thinking straight. Because once the person says, God has revealed to me. Now, you were not there when God was revealing to them. So how do you contest that? But if God reveals to you, you see, the Bible is the standard. We have basis, so we should be able to test what you are saying. Let me give an example. The last one I just wrap up. A pastor prophesied in a church. I was in that meeting. And that prophecy went over the bar. In fact, it was over the bar, not the recent election. Way back. It had to do with, I think, the GFA elections.
Okay.
The pastors secretary called me and said, Osofo, what do you make of this? I said, God didn't speak. He said, but what the person? I said, God didn't speak. The truth is this. There are times God will embarrass you because he would have warned you quite secretly that this line, stop that. If you are friends with a beautiful lady, if you are friends and I hold the mic and I want to prophesy because she's vying for a certain position, tell us that she is my friend, I pray she wins. Don't come and tell us that God says she will win. That if she doesn't, you come and say, God has changed his mind. Please, you are a liar.
Yeah.
So, is my friend. I love NDC. I love MPP. I want NDC to win. It's okay. When you say God says, and it doesn't happen, we'll look at you again. Now, when you are talking, we are wondering, is it the confused God, or is the sanitized God, or is your emotions? Is it your stuff? You see, and all of these things, it's made everything so some way.
Yeah.
Now, America has had their share of trouble. It's not gotten here. Go to America. A lot of basilica, a lot of buildings are empty. People are losing faith in the church. They are not losing faith in Jesus. They are losing faith in us because we are not consistent. How can you tell me God speaks to you when you are in the church? Every beautiful girl in the church knows all your boxer shorts.
That's true.
They know you, and they tell us. One day I was there, somebody sent me a video, and I said, don't be the one to cause the downfall of this person. If you say you know Jesus and you have encountered Jesus, let his love push you onto deeper relationship with him. If you're a man, zip up.
Zip up.
If you're a woman, Charlie, close things so that the people we talk to, the people we admonish, they will look at our life just as Apostle Paul said. He said, not just my doctrine, my life and my doctrine. Today, they are saying that just listen to my prophetic word. Forget about my life because we are all weak. That foolishness. That we are just men, flesh. But Jesus said, God in the flesh and the anointed, the Son of God. And don't forget, that is who we are. We are flesh, that his spirit has been superimposed on our flesh. So the flesh is still there, but we have the spirit to say no. Titus.
Wow. Well, it's heavy. No matter how it comes as heavy as it is, you have to take it. I'm not sure.
It's bitter.
Yeah. Of course, the Archbishop has always stated, and of course, that's why he wrote a book on prophecy, that there's the Old Testament and the New Testament. Now it is a spirit that is speaking to us. It's not like waiting on prophets to come and tell you. You too, you can pray and the spirit to speak to you.
God?
That's
your God?
as simple as that. It just ended the conversation for me. That don't go about relying on prophecies and prophetic and all of that.
I tell you,
the
people know
spirit is
their
in you.
pastor's God.
Yeah.
And don't know their God.
So it just ended the thing. But you see, I get where he does not just want to say it, Pastor Brown does not just want to say it, because people like me have also called for very strict things happening, sanitizing in very unconventional ways. But who will do it? The fathers and the bodies he spoke about must do it. But the point is, people have also spoken about the role of, if you like, mothers, women, and all of that. I don't know whether you have superpowers to come in there, but I don't want us to move there. But the point of how we can sanitize the system, do you think that you have any role to play at all, or you are just the microcosm of microcosms?
There's a lot of work women have to do.
Right.
A lot of work, especially in this time and age where women are also going into corporates.
Okay.
Yes, my mom happens to be a teacher, so growing up, I go everywhere with my mom, to school, to church, and my dad was always on track.
Okay.
So from such a foundation, where was the spiritual father in the home? So automatically, my mommy had to assume that role of making sure you go to church, you have your quiet time, you pray, and all that. And also, your moral life should be okay. And because of the school I work with, I am privileged to meet mothers also whose husbands are not around. So what do? Your role is to raise children just as God wants you to do.
Yes.
Assume that position. If the father is not around, you need to do it. There are even homes where the fathers are there, but it takes a mother to say, today is Sunday, everybody is going to church. Even if that is not going, I will drag you to church. I would pray with you. I will teach you to pray. I'll teach you to study the word of God. Our last camp meeting, we gave all the children devotional guides. We give them notebooks. We give them pens. And then the day of exit, the last day, we told the parents as they were picking their words, please supervise them to have their devotion. And you would not believe, most of the men said, oh, she will do it. Don't worry, the mother will do it. Oh, wow. Nice. Yes, the mother will do it. So we didn't just leave them like a month, once a month or twice in a month, we'll send general messages to check up on them. For those who came from my school, I mark their devotional notebooks just as I do the lesson notebooks. Wow. And we have other people too on the team who call to do follow-ups to find out how their devotion is going. And you call some mothers and they say, I have to insist. It's difficult, but we are trying. Some even call us to tell us, please call me on Saturday and check up on her, because I'm doing everything possible and I'm not getting results. One other thing that we tried doing for the first camp meeting, one child asked me whether there's free Wi-Fi. I said, oh, yes. Then she went ahead to say, are the rooms air conditioned? I said, don't worry, you have fun. Are you sure it's not going to be boring? I said, oh, it's going to be fun, come. So right after the orientation, we brought out envelopes, and then we asked everybody to send messages on their phones to their friends that they are here for a spiritual exercise. So for the next 2 days, they'll be off social media and turn off their phones. At that moment, the place became so quiet. They did not get it. Because some parents told their wards, leave your phone. Some of them sneaked in and brought their phones. But it was nice. We spoke to them before we took the phones from them. And we got them busy. The reason why they are on their phones is because they are idle. So that night, the first night, there were several activities. We gave them group work. We gave them topics to study on and come and do presentations. They didn't have social media, but their presentations were good. So after the presentation, we asked them, how did you research? Because they go home and they tell their parents, I need to do research, so please give me the phone.
That's right.
So this time round, the Bibles were their research points. They got the opportunity to discuss amongst themselves. They had team building, they had collaboration, they had leadership skills because they had to present. So they appointed one person in the group to do the presentation. And from the topic we gave to them, they are supposed to pick one scripture and memorize as a group and present. And we gave them 25 minutes. They did it. Wow. So it tells you that we as mothers, we need to make an extra effort. Even if the fathers are busy, step up your game and get them to know God. Because if they don't know God, you can't do it. You can't survive as a mother. And if the pressure comes, it's going to affect you as a family because the fathers need to be busy. The way the system is, Coco, the school fees is huge. I'm telling you. If you have 2 kids in Ghana, you are blessed. So if you are not going and the father needs to go, then you have to quickly support him and fill in the gap so that the children will not feel the absence of the father spiritually. That is where the mothers in the church need to rise up. Yeah.
Older women teaching younger women to be of good behavior. It's in the Bible. It's in Titus. So that it's not about your dress, your gele, how you look, how you smell, not anymore. Because my pastor used to say that God of the days where if you had a problem, you would quickly want to talk to a church mother.
Yes.
Right? Because by the time they are done talking to you, the ashes that was on your altar becomes fire. You are going back to do your homework. You kneel down and they pray over you. But now when we get to the mothers, we're asking the questions like, have you spoken to a therapist?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Psychologist.
Have you spoken to your boss about it? Wow. And all of that. So we are not solution centers anymore.
Let's open the phone lines, I guess. And please, I know people are angry about the church, but we are all part of it. So it's my problem as it is yours. So tone down. Tone down. We don't have to mention names here and all of that. Just speak about it in 1 minute. Let us know how we can solve it. Most importantly, how we can solve it, not the problems. We can talk about the problems if you like, some of the challenges you go through and all of that, and how you want help from our guest. But the attack reduce. Let's serve it.
Can I say something about the question you asked?
Please.
Now, I think that one role that women can play
right.
in solving this conundrum is it's the sheer numbers of women can be deployed in this matter. Let me give an example. Go to any average church. You find a lot more women in there than men.
Right.
Averagely. Great. So
they don't go to church.
Say again.
The men. They don't go. Some of them don't go.
Yeah, they would rather go and do omutu and.
Oh yes, somewhere they do solom and cat meat.
All right, so ladies, we can deploy our numbers. Right. Now, how do we deploy this? Now, if in a church you have about 3,000 women as against 1,500 men, we are telling you that there is strength in numbers. Okay? So as you read the Bible, you're a young lady, you're a young mother, you're a grandmother, as you read the Bible and you get to know the truth of the Bible, once you see anything happening in church, what is contrary to what is in the Bible, mobilize the young ladies. You are more. No pastor can stand against you. You are more. If they do, leave. They'll start thinking. Wow. Let's deploy our numbers. Let's deploy our numbers to do that. We can do this. The thing is this: some of the systems have successfully made us to think that it is only the pastor that God speaks to. It is only the bishop that hears from God.
To have that tone.
Pastor Brown, Daku is calling us from Kaneshi. Let's speak it and return. Can you hear us? Good morning and thank you very much for your time. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You have 1 minute. Talk to us.
Yes. I'm enjoying the program already. I have one process with a lady on the right side of the picture.
Okay.
Everybody is watching through the camera, talking to us, but she's looking at you and covered her face with the hair. We can't even see her face.
Oh, okay. Is it beyond the lie you're talking about?
Talk to people like we are sitting down one-on-one chatting so that we can follow and understand well. So I beg you, let's correct ourselves. Thank you.
Is it beyond the lie?
Yeah. It's me.
Hi.
This is me.
As usual.
It comes with the curves, don't worry.
Yeah, so I say that, yes, God, by the grace of God, by all means, respect your leader, respect your bishop, respect your archbishop. But what they are teaching you is from the scriptures.
Yes.
When you go to the Bible, you find the truth in there.
Yes.
And you see that they are veering off. Numbers, power in numbers. Go, pray, get to them. Gradually, things will change. In the book of, I think, Acts 14 or 18, not too sure, but I can confirm later. Aquila and the wife Priscilla. Yeah. Now, one time they invited Apostle Apollo home. And the Bible said that they taught him. So it's possible. But you see, in our day, we have made it as a taboo. How dare you talk to the papa of the house, the mama of the house? Why? We are brothers and sisters. And we thank God for his grace on you that has made you a bishop, a pastor, an apostle. And I tell church all the time, you can call me. You see, I'm walking in a path that is slippery. Call me.
Correct. Joyce is calling us from Malam before I come to Mrs. So. Hi, Joyce, can you hear us?
Good morning.
Good morning. You want to talk to us 1 minute?
Yeah, please. I just want to contribute to the discussion.
Please do.
Yeah, about the what do you call it? They spoke about the children should know God for themselves.
Right.
It's true. Because I, for instance, I go out and preach to people. You hear people in church that they don't know God. They don't even know what's born again is. When you deep down and ask them more, they will tell you their mother is the sickness, their mother is so, their father is, but they are not born again. And some of them, even their lives, you could see that they don't know God by themselves. So it's like, I am following the God of my mother and father. So I'm asking that we should talk more as pastors. We should preach more or pray more about how the children should know God for themselves. Because when we fail to do that, the society also is so. Because these young ones are the future.
Yes.
So they don't know God by themselves. So how do they move? So it's a very, very important topic.
Right.
So I believe that we should pray more for them. Pray for the children. While we should pray that they should know God for themselves, not God through their parents.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, Joyce. Thank you very much. I know of people who are signing up children for, like, their weekends are busy. Basketball, swimming, music, piano lesson, taekwondo, and all of that. They get busy, and we forget about the word. And it's dangerous.
Yes, it is. It's very, very dangerous. But I actually want to know how this conversation, how we should have this conversation, because you started to talk about women utilizing their numbers. I'm thinking the daughters of Zelophehad. I'm like, no, we're taking stands. It's our father's property. So women have a voice. But how do we manage it so that, because I know us.
The excesses, huh?
Yes. So we don't use, because I've been talking about women empowerment going the other way for a very long time. How do we do that such that we don't lose our values, the God values?
The direction is not any woman. The direction is God, the Word of God. So you could start that, for instance, wherever you are. So if you are in Action here, or you are in whatever church you are, and you want to start it, mobilize some of the people. You can even tell the pastor. Sometimes they'll tell, hey, but when the daughters of Zelophehad went to Moses, and Moses went to God, God upheld their view. What are we learning from that? It means that there are times that the seer, the angel of the house, the gatekeeper of the house, and every name you want to give, there are times that they are sincerely wrong.
Yes. They could be sincerely wrong.
Yeah.
Mary is calling us from Nungwa. Mary, can you hear us? Ben, Ben, can you hear us? Oof.
So they could be sincerely wrong.
Yeah.
So they should now start with that. Use the Bible as your base. Now you are not a pressure group.
Thank you.
Okay.
You are not a pressure group where your emotions. No. And yet, don't be chobe.
Right.
It's the Bible.
Right.
Okay. So if I come and I've opened the scriptures, that the scriptures say X, Y, Z. Just tell me I don't have Rima, no wahala, but explain to me the logos as it's there. Once you now, when you see the share numbers and you are explaining Bible every day, I tell you what, leadership will start setting up.
Right.
But now, we know our members don't read. You preach, they record with their phone. They will never replay what they recorded themselves. So they don't know anything about the Bible. All they remember is that lady's prophecy that they said some cockroach wearing tie was coming and they passed here and they passed there and the prophet said, Jesus! That is all they remember. No scripture.
That's a corporate cockroach.
You see, no scripture. Tell them to talk about sanctification. They don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Justification. They don't understand.
Right.
Holiness won't go there. Righteousness won't go there. But they can tell you every gossip in town.
Wow.
So you see, we have trained a people who don't know God, but who love to be in church. Because when they come here, a beautiful place, selfie will cry. They will have evidence for their status. You have a nice compound, Dominion, beautiful place, Action Chapel headquarters, beautiful. They will stand by the praying hand and they see my papa, the Archbishop. That is all they know. They don't know any Jesus. So you see, once you travel, they think that you have traveled with God. You've mentioned Zelophehad. If you like, open the thing now. How many ladies have heard of Zelophehad? Daughters of... They've been in church 30 years. They've never seen it in the Bible before.
They had to take Beard alive to tell us.
God will help us.
Ooh, I feel like a preacher.
Ose daughter of Zelophehad. Ose daughter of Zelophehad. The granddaughter of granddaughter, great granddaughter.
No, but I really like this. The reason I needed an explanation to this, or maybe a clarification to this, is because you see, so that we don't take it wrongly, we are not so emotional about it, because we're teaching, we're trying to open a door. When the vice president was giving her speech, she said she's holding the door open for girls to go through. But we will follow you based on what you give us, what you teach us. And for us, we are not necessarily listening to what you are saying. We're watching. What you're not saying is louder than what you're saying. Right, so the mothers, I don't even want to go to that conversation where some churches you have mothers who fit the office but don't play the role. And
that's a big one. What do you have to say about that, though? I mean, you have been there. You sound, of course, you and your husband have been doing great things. I've also grown to hear and to see a lot of people do these things that is, look, when you hear them, even my auntie was not a pastor, went to Bible school, like still took courses in like to know the Bible and all of that. But people are in those offices and are not playing the role. Is it that it's falling, the standards are falling, and what do we do? Because we need them. There's these daughters, we need them.
You're very right, Dela. It's quite difficult at times, because let me use myself as an example. I head the Sunday school department in my church. Previously, I had a lot of time. When we started camp meetings, I was camping even when I'm pregnant. I was camping when the kids were breastfeeding under the canopy, all that. But now we've relocated, we are far away. So what I do is my assistant is working. We communicate every time. We know what is happening, and I am pulling them. And I've made the side that even if I'm not, the work must go on. That is how it's supposed to be. Recently, I intentionally told her I'm resigning. She said, no, don't resign. I said, because I've occupied the position, but I don't see myself working as much as I should. And she said, no, what you give to me is teaching me a lot. When you resign, I might flop. Because immediately all eyes are going to be on me. And then
I'm not ready.
So I have occupied the position, but I might not always be there. However, the work must go on. So what we need to realize is, whether you are there, as Reverend said, or not, who are the people you are mentoring?
Very important.
Or you just occupy the position and you are flapping your wings. Everybody should know that, yes, I am this. But then nothing is happening. Even in your absence, nothing is happening. Raise people so that they can do the work after you, no matter what, and encourage them. Because somebody gave you the opportunity, somebody groomed you together. Who are you grooming? Who are you mentoring? How are you doing it? Are you just criticizing their flaws, or you're also encouraging them and then using words of affirmation for them to know that, okay, irrespective of the weaknesses they have, there's something good in them that they can offer? Because that in church we are struggling to get. We are too quick to identify the negatives, and then the positives that people have we can work with. We don't even want to look at it.
I see. We have a minute to go now. 30 seconds each. Final words.
Yeah, so
it's been a blessing.
Yeah, the text I referenced was Acts 18.
Okay.
So Acts 18, 24 through 26, where Priscilla and Aquila, their husband, taught Apollo, who was confirmed as an astute learner. learned in the things of God. However, Priscilla was useful to him. So daughters, we can be useful to the system. Where the system is a bit some way, you deploy your numbers.
That's right.
If the numbers don't work, consider that system as a warped system and find another place to go.
And make sure you also learn as well. Study to show yourself up.
Talking about learning, then we can also look at Joshua 1:8, which says that this book of the law shall not depart from our mouth. We shall meditate on it day and night. And we will be careful, which is the part I love the most. We will be careful to do according to all that is written in it. Then we will be prosperous and have good success. Let's not jump it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mrs. Josephine Soa, Mr. Alex Brown of Life Assembly, lead pastor Life Assembly, of course, Action Chapel International Community 2.
Yes.
Absolutely. You've been a great blessing unto us. I'm sure you have been blessed. Say Asa. It's established. I mean, we don't have to say much. My name is Kokulubo. Yes, it's done. It's done. The other
Say awesome. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.
Right.
It's Wake Up Every Time to everything good.
Yes.
Right here on Dominion TV. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.